everybody, and welcome to another TSW news video. Today we're looking at the Southern BR Class 171 and a BR 377/3 coming soon news article. They've got to change this front. I mean, this is from the Cologne-Huckneb route in Germany. I do actually want to visit Cologne. It's got a beautiful cathedral there. I'd really love to see. But we've had this since what, TSW 2. They need to up this main screen thing. Give us something new. Let's get straight into the news. So, Rivet's game Southern BR Class 171 and BR 377/3 is coming soon to Train Sim World 6. And there it is. 377/3, which used to be 387s. But then they had that new front added to them, and they were southeastern, I think. And then they were given to Southern, and they were repainted. They had the new couplings on the front and reclassed to 377/3s. And we got the 171 out of the Turbo Star family, which is, of course, we've already got the 170s in game in the Birmingham Cross City line, with cross country as well as London North Eastern, I think it's London North Western, whatever it is, on the West Midlands line, and on the Fife Circle line as well. And now we're getting the Class 171. All we need now is the 168 and the 175 to complete the Turbo Star family. You wouldn't imagine the 175 was part of the Turbo Class family, since it looks nothing like all its predecessors. I know a lot of people are whinging and saying it's just a reskin. I've seen a lot of that on Facebook community pages, on Train Sim community pages, but it's not just a reskin. So it is different, and it is on for the southern route as well. As you can't get the 171 further north. It's only on the southern region. They did used to run Brighton to Ashford International. Now they only run Eastbourne to Ashford International, and they also run between Oxted and London Bridge. So it would be good if we saw this as AI going through South Croydon and East Croydon. Hopefully, maybe if there's a Brighton mainline remaster, they might add it. So, accompanying the East Coastway Remaster, this add-on includes 2 trains operated by Southern, the Class 171 in /7 and /8 versions, and Class 377/3. This was originally announced in our October 2025 roadmap, and more recently with the February 2026 roadmap. But if you missed it, here's what you can expect from Rivet newest trains. So, timetables and layers. I'm guessing this is set before the 171s stop running from Brighton, because it would make no sense to put it as a pack and then have it just go from Eastbourne off the map after Hampton Park. So I'm guessing this will be a timetable before when it was still running to Brighton. Would be nice if we actually get this as AI coming in on the southeastern high speed route coming into coming into Ashford International. That would be actually cool as well to see. Hopefully they do that. Along with the 3 included scenarios, there will be 322 playable surfaces included with these trains. Gen 8 players will have the same timetable as Gen 9 and PC players, so that's good for them. Tyler from Rivet Games has given us the full timetable breakdown on what you can expect from the December 2017 to May 28 setting. Oh, okay, there you go. That explains why they're still there. And look at that, you've got the Class 700, although it's not in the right variation. That is only as AI only, I'm imagining. Oh, excuse me. And then you've also got the what he calls it. Yeah, it should be a 12 class version. So hopefully if there's a remaster of the, as I said, the Brighton Main Line down the line, hopefully we will get to see that in the 12 class formation. So this is Tyler from Rivet Games. The new timetables is built from scratch using the December 2017 to May 28 working timetable. There are two versions included. One where the Seaford and Lewis services are operated by the class 377/3 and the other operated by the class 313. They are otherwise identical. So that's good. We're getting two new timetables. Both identical. But like I said, the one that goes from Lewis to Seaford and downwards is operated by the class 377/3. And then you've got the timetable where it's done by the 313. So that's actually quite cool that they made the effort to do both of that. I wonder if there was ever a time where you had both the 377/3 and the 313s alternating down to Lewis and Seaford. So, compared with the original route timetable, these timetables add class 171 services between Brighton and Ashford International, and they previously missing 377/4 services between London and Eastbourne via Lewis. Seasonal layers include the railhead treatment train and a variety of rail tour, diversion and other unusual services. Additional AI traffic includes Gatwick Express and Thameslink AI to Brighton. I created this timetable nearly 2 years ago as a free mod, and I've updated and expanded it as the basis of this DLC. Oh, that's good then. I actually thought it was Lewis doing the timetable, but I guess he's just doing the remaster, which I think in previous video I said will come out at the same time as this pack, which is good. So services, 322 playable included, 376 playable with all layers, 1008 including AI services with all layers. Compatible layers, the Railhead treatment train, the Brighton Main Line, Thameslink class 700, Southeastern High Speed class 20, class 86/2 coaches only, Tees Valley Line, the ROG class 37, Flying Scotsman class 33, and the Riviera Line class 150 AI. I wonder why the 150 is there. Interesting to see. And the Southeastern High Speed train. Or route. What's coming from the Southeastern High Speed route? Because we've got the Thameslink class 700, which was a separate pack. But why the Southeastern High Speed route? Can't think of any train from there that would be coming to down the Eastbourne line or down to Brighton. We've got the 1701/8 and the 171/7 there. I think it's just the variation of the length of the trains. I think the /8s are longer. That's a 4 coach. Well, I think the /2 is a 3 coach. The class 171 is a variant of the class 70 operated by Southern. The primary difference is the fitting of a Delnar coupler rather than the usual BSI coupler for emergency coupling to Southern's EMU fleet. Southern has shuffled around their 171s a bit, but since the timetable is set in 2017-2018, we're including the 2-car 171/7 and the 4-car 171/8. Okay, so the /7 is a 2-car, not a 3-car. As part of this add-on, Rivet has also made audio improvements which will be backported to Birmingham Cross City and 5 Circle Class 170s. That's good. And there's the 2 class there. Two car stock there, which is the /7s. The Class 171 operates diesel services over the Marsh-Link line between Orr and Ashford International, connecting to Brighton. These stop only at Polegate and Lewis, except for the first services of the day, which makes additional stops between Lewis and Brighton. I swear they stopped at Hampton Park as well. So I think they've made a mistake there. I'm sure that they stopped at Hampton Park. Let me see if I can bring that up on my phone. Class 171 Southern Service Brighton to Ashford International calling points, say December 2017. So in December 27, Southern Railway Class 171 diesel trains operating between Brighton and Ashford International primarily serve key stations including Lewes, Polegate, Eastbourne, Hampton Park. So yeah, they've missed out Hampton Park. It should be stopping there. This service connected Brighton to Ashford International via the East Coastway line and the Marshlinks line. Yeah, so they've messed up a bit there. It should be stopping at Hampton Park. So hopefully that's something that they do fix. I did thought it stopped there. Either on the way to Eastbourne, or either on the way to when it goes on the way to Hastings, or on the way to Brighton, one or the other. Now it stops on both ways because it terminates at Eastbourne. So when it's coming from Hastings, it goes to Hampton Park, stops at Eastbourne, and then goes back. Stops at Hampton Park and then back off to Hastings. It might have been different back then. It may only have stopped there once. Whether it's going from Brighton, stop at Hampton, going to Eastbourne, then going fast from Hampton on the way back, on the way to Hastings, or whether it stopped from Hastings to Hampton Park into Brighton, then fast out. I don't know, but it should be stopping at Hampton Park. So that's something they need to fix. BR Class 377/3. Class 377/3 units were originally built as a Class 375/3s for Conic South Eastern, later South Eastern. But 28 of... Oh, it's for Conic South Eastern then. Okay, not South Eastern trains. So there were 375/3s. But 28 of them were transferred to Southern. Their designation was changed when they were transferred to reflect the fitting of DOO equipment, and they changed to Delner couplers, although the 375s would eventually get Delners as well. They are formed of 3 carriages and are third rail only. So yeah, I was kind of right with that. The pictures look really cool. I like the picture there with the sun. I don't know if that's sunrise or sunset. I think it's sunset by the positioning of the sun and the colours on the grass and that. Which look like really cool. I've actually gone past Seaford on the bus. I've never been to the station, but I have been past it on the bus. The main difference between the 377/3s and the 377s already in TSW are the older headlight clusters, the interior, which is 2+2 seating throughout with first class only on one end, and the number of cars is 3 instead of 4. The change in formation also has the knock-on effect of performance feeling a little different with one less motor coach than before. So it again, it's not just a reskin, because inside is different as well, not just the light clusters but inside as well. And there's only one first class carriage and only one engine, so it feels different to drive as well. Coastway Remaster, sorry. Returning to the seaside and taking the views of the Sussex coast as you've never seen it before in Train Sim World. East Coastway Remaster is releasing alongside the Southern BR Class 171 and 377/3 and will be required for both trains. If you already own East Coastway, you'll receive the remaster completely free. You do not need to own the Class 171 and 377/3 add-ons to access this. So that's good. If you've got the Eastbourne to Brighton route already, you get the remaster for free. And you don't need the Class 171 or the 377/3 pack to access it. But you do need the remaster if you want to access the Class 171 and 377/3 pack. Accompanied by ocean views and golden fields, the picturesque East Coastway route runs between Brighton and Eastbourne via Lewes. Drive commuter and freight traffic across England's southern coast and into the country's oldest rail serviced seaside town. Whether you're in the cab or train spotting, you'll be able to experience all the sights and sounds of the East Coastway with the following remaster updates. So Todd for Lightning upgrade, which is time of day lighting. Updated landscape and foliage assets. Updated track and ballasts, including new track shadows. Updated signal visuals. Updated light baking for tunnels and stations. New and updated scenery. Updated distance scenery. Opens Lovers Walk Depot in Brighton. Updated depot and yard areas around Brighton Station. Updated yard area around Eastbourne. Added disused New Haven Marina Station. Added rail singing. Added AI whistle boards for stock with AI whistle functionality. Fixed scenery issues which cause some assets to vanish when screenshots. And stations announcements. We also got the Class 377/4 and Class 313 trains. We'll also have the following updates. Todd for Lightning updates. Train fault wipers. Onboard announcements. Suspension. Wheel blur update. Guard mode and driver assist. Along with adding DSD audio so that the Class 313 won't get emergency stopped without a warning to drivers. East Coastway is out now on all platforms for £24.99, €29.99 or $29.99. East Coastway Remaster will be coming soon for Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PS4, PS5, Epic Games Store and Steam, and will be free for Train Sim World 6 players who already own the original, which I do. In fact, it was the first DLC I got, because I came in, I've always played Train Sim Classic since 2015, and between 2001 and 2009, 10 or 11, I was playing Microsoft Train Simulator, and then when I got a new laptop, it would no longer play that because of the operating system. I didn't play any Train Sim games for a while until 2015 when I picked up a copy of Train Sim Classic, or as it was known then, Train Sim 2015, Train Simulator 2015, which I got on sale in January 2015 because it came out in September 2014, I think. Yeah, and then I played that, and I still play it, not as much as I used to, but I still play it now and then, as you can tell by the videos when I bring them out. Yeah, I got into Train Sim World 2 just before Rush Hour came about. Now, I wasn't a big massive fan of Train Sim World when it came out. Didn't really bother me, to be honest with you. You had Train Sim World 1, then you had Train Sim 2020, then Train Sim World 2 came out, and then Rush Hour was coming out, and the East Coastway came out, which wasn't on Train Sim Classic. And I was like, ooh, I like that. Brighton to Eastbourne. It's not on Train Sim Classic, I'd like to play that. So that's why I got Train Sim World 2 just before the Rush Hour came out. And yeah, and then it just went on from there. I've never actually played for... Last year, Train Sim World 6 was probably the first time that I actually paid for Train Sim World in full. Because previous years when it's come out, I've always had Steam vouchers that I've had for birthday or Christmas, or that I've saved up throughout the year and not used, just so I could get Train Sim World. I think Train Sim World 6 was probably the last one. If you go back to my very first video in Train Sim, when I started making Train Sim World videos, my very, very, very first ever video, I was a bit sarcastic in it and a bit piss-takey with it. But as I've gone on with it, I've grown to absolutely love Train Sim World. And absolutely play it more than what I do with Train Sim Classic. Although it doesn't help that Train Sim Classic takes about 12 years to load up. So there is a live stream Thursday 19th of February. Time this comes out, this would already be gone, but you can go rewatch it on YouTube. I'm actually recording this before this comes out. It's a couple of hours before this comes out, but it probably won't come out until after this has been done. And you'll have Matt and Harry from Dovetail Games with special guest Tyler from Rivet Games on a double preview for the East Coast Remaster and the Rivet Games Class 171 and 377/3. Train Sim World 6 Southern BR Class 171 and BR Class 377/3 is coming soon for Xbox One, Xbox Series XX, PS4, PS5, Epic Games Store and Steam for only £12.99, €15.99 or $16 Keep an eye on our community spaces for Train Sim World specials, for Train Sim World socials for further details and release date. That is cool. So no release date just yet. I'm guessing it'll probably come out next week sometime, if not the week after. Hopefully it'll be nearer to my payday, so I won't have to wait too long to get it. With them bringing this pack out and bringing out this remaster, so it brings it out to TSW 6 standards, I'm hoping the next pack we get from Rivet Games will be Eastbourne to Ashford International. And I know I sound like a broken record because I always say it's one of the routes that I want in TSW, and something that I used to say I wanted for TS Classic as well. So yeah, I would love for that to be the next thing Rivet works on. I know Rivet doesn't have the best reputation, but they did do really well on the second version of the Isle of Wight line. I don't think they were too bad on the first Isle of Wight line, but they did really do good on the second Isle of Wight line. Most of their other routes have been poor or just about near acceptable. So if they do Ashford International to Eastbourne line, because then you can just route hop from Eastbourne to Brighton and it'll be of the same standard, then hopefully they do a good standard. And seeing as I used to live in Hastings and my local station was St Leonard's Warwick Square, they better get it spot on because I'll be overly critical of that. And every now and then I do actually go along that line as well, as I do have family in Orr and Eastbourne. So they need to get that right if they do it. Licensing won't be a problem because they got the Southern licence and Southeastern licence. They've got all the trains that they needed for that route. The 171, the 377s, because you've got the 377s that go to Orr, Terminator Orr. You've got the 171s that go all the way to Ashford International, and they could even do the line from Hastings to at least Battle to give us a bit of southeastern action, because you get the London Bridge service down to the London Bridge service to Hastings, which I used to get quite often when I lived down there, because it goes from Hastings to St Leonard's Warrior Square. Then you got the other Leonard station, I forget what it's called, and then you got Battle. So it'd be a nice little run with a southeastern train, a 375. So yeah, hopefully they do that, if they do that route. And again, they don't have to model any trains or anything because they've got all the trains that are needed for that. So yeah, that would be amazing if they could do that. Of course, another route that I'd really love to see in game, which again they've got all the trains for and they've got all the licensing, will be Faversham to Ashford International via Ramsgate and Dover. And then that way in TSW6 we'd have the full HS1 run of route, which will also be good. In the Medway Valley line, they are up in that finishes at Tunbridge, so we should see the Hastings train as AI as well, We also see the Eastern train on London to Brighton on a diversion within that timetable as well. So it'd be really good to get in the game. Anyway, I'm going to start yapping on. Let me know what you think of the pack, the remaster. And yeah, feel free to like, comment and subscribe, hit the bell notifications to get up to date with all future content. And I shall see you in the next one. Goodbye for now and take care.